Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. It's nothing but the best, and we're going to get right into it. If you're joining the IBFP live stream, go ahead and you support the IBFP. Go ahead and hit that like button as you walk in, and we're going to spit nothing but the absolute truth. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we're going to spit the truth, and we're going to be real and objective about what's going on. And we're going to just break down the PBC as a whole, because this is something I've been wanting to do on a quick live stream. And I just wanted to bring you guys the absolute truth, because you guys deserve the truth. And I'm going to set the truth free. And the truth is the PBC is ruining boxing. And this is why. Because you have a narrative and an agenda, and you start with the heavyweights to the welterweights. You can go anywhere in the PBC and you can see these guys are frauds. You understand what I'm saying? Salute to Boxing Monster. Feel better, my brother. And look, let's just be honest. We start with Deontay Wilder. They're comparing this guy to Muhammad Ali. Deontay Wilder is nowhere near the level of Muhammad Ali, and that's absolutely, ridiculous that anybody would make that comparison. Deontay Wilder has never knocked out an elite level fighter. Period. He's never knocked out an elite level fighter. So why is this guy is being pushed up by the PBC and these fanboys as being some type of special once-in-a-generation type fighter when he's never knocked out an elite level fighter? Explain that to me. Because Luis Ortiz was never a world champion. He was never elite, and he's never beaten an elite fighter. Deontay Wilder is a hyped fighter and a hype job by the PBC. Yes, he's a world champion. Yes, he's a dangerous fighter. And yes, he's a good fighter. But at the same time, he's not a great fighter. He's overhyped. Period. And we're just going to be honest about it. Let's keep it going. Who's the next hype fighter? Put the next hype fighter in the chat right now, and I'll roast them. Put the next PBC hype fighter in the chat, and I'll go get them. Come on, give them to me. Because if you don't give them to me, I'll go get them on my own. Who's the next PBC? Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz. Come on, Leo Santa Cruz, no better than that. Leo Santa Cruz is about to be a 4-division world champion, and he doesn't even deserve it. This guy has a record that makes no sense, because at the end of the day, you're clearly ducking any of the real smoke from Gary Russell Jr. And now you want to mention Gary Russell Jr. like you're not scared. But you know you want Tank Davis. Stop playing. But let's keep going. Let's go. Gervonta Tank Davis. This man calls out everybody. He's the biggest clout chaser in boxing, doesn't have one elite level win, and he fights nothing but small guys. You want to fight nothing but small guys, the little dudes, and then you want to be considered one of the best fighters there is. You want to be considered a pay-per-view star. I'm sorry. This dude can't even do 1 million views on Showtime, but then they want to talk about what fighters are doing on the zone. See, this is what I'm saying. Tank Davis is a hype job. He's hype. He doesn't have an elite level win. He hasn't proved himself. He's calling out, Josh Taylor. In my opinion, Josh Taylor at 140 pounds beats Gervonta Tank Davis. He's a proven fighter. He's a unified world champion. Gervonta Tank Davis is overhyped. He doesn't want to fight Vasyl Lomachenko until Vasyl Lomachenko slows down enough to where he feels like he can get him. He hasn't even mentioned Devin Haney. He calls these guys out, but he don't really want to fight those guys. He doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. He doesn't want to fight Teofimo Lopez. He doesn't want to fight these young bucks that are the truth. He doesn't want it. He want to look good by being the bum slayer. He want to look good by being the bum slayer. DT3 in the building, the NBBC, the Boone Man. God Squad, that's what it is. And we're just going to be honest and unbiased about it, because we're not going to play. We're not going to deal with them because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. And I'm going to give you, Gervonta Tank Davis is a hype fighter. He is. Leo Santa Cruz is a PBC hyped fighter. Let's go. And you know what? We're going to throw another fighter in the mix because the people want the truth. We're going to go to the next hype fighter in the mix, and that's Jermall Tune-Up Charlo. Jermall, who is I fought Charlo. Jermall, I don't have a brand Charlo. Jermall, I'm getting paid pennies Charlo. Jermall Charlo was offered 3 times what he's making on PBC from Eddie Hearn in the zone, and he turned it down simply because he could stay on Fox and get paid less. That makes no sense. So you turn down a contract where you could fight the best fighters. You could fight Triple G, Canelo Alvarez, Demetrius Andre. You could fight all the big names in the middleweight division, Billy Joe Saunders. And instead of taking the biggest payday in the biggest fights, you decide to stay with the PBC and fight Dennis Hogan coming off a loss to Jaime Munguia? Are you serious? Are you serious? But this is supposed to be the baddest man in the middleweight division? This is supposed to be the guy that everybody's avoiding? Why are they hyping these clowns up? The PBC is producing, a series of guys that are truly not worth it. These guys are not elite. These guys have no elite wins. Deontay Wilder, no elite win. Jermall Charlo, no elite win. Gervonta Tank Davis, no elite win. Let's keep going. And now, hold on, DT3 want to speak on this. DT3 said, wait, Nuke, it's okay for Wilder to be the 40-plus-year-old Ortiz, but it's not okay for Canelo to be the 36-year-old two-time world champion in Sergey Kovalev. You're absolutely right, my brother. You're absolutely right. Unbiased or biased boxing talk. Salute, my brother. Salute. And you know what? So we got Deontay Wilder, Tank Davis. None of these guys have elite wins. Jermall Charlo has no elite win. Leo Santa Cruz has no elite win. But let's keep it going. Who else doesn't have elite wins? Errol Spence Jr. See, Sean Porter's a very good fighter. He's a very talented fighter. But if he was an elite fighter, people would have given him a chance. And let me explain to you how little of a chance that the media in the boxing world gave Sean Porter to beat Errol Spence. They said that Mikey Garcia had a better chance to beat Errol Spence than Sean Porter. This is what the Vegas odds makers made. They said that Errol Spence would plow through Sean Porter and stop him. He would be the first person to stop Sean Porter. He would embarrass Sean Porter. He would outbox Sean Porter. This is what they said. And now that he had a fight against Sean Porter where Sean Porter took him to school, embarrassed him, and dominated the first 6 rounds, whether you thought he won the first 6 rounds or not, you know that Errol Spence did not look dominant in that fight at any point. When there was rounds where Sean Porter would look dominant against Errol Spence, he backed up the bigger man. He turned Errol Spence again and again and again. These guys don't want to admit the facts. Even Errol Spence admitted that he felt Sean Porter's power. What kind of chin does this guy have when he said, I feel Sean Porter's power? Because Sean Porter is not known as a power puncher. So then they want to give this guy credit for dropping Sean Porter. Let me explain to you why that knockdown didn't mean anything. One, when he knocked down Sean Porter was in the midst of throwing, but even in his glove touched the canvas, he got up and kept going. But that's okay. We'll give him the knockdown. And even when he had the knockdown, Adrian Broner did it first. Errol Spence has no elite wins. Kell Brook is not an elite win. It simply is not. Kell Brook was even beating Errol Spence, and this is him coming into the fight weight drained down from 160 pounds. This is a Kell Brook coming in with a broken eye socket that's healed and a medical extension. This is a Kell Brook who's already destroyed by Triple G. And yet people are giving Errol Spence all the credit in the world, and he was exposed by Mikey because he couldn't stop him. He was exposed by Sean Porter because most people felt like Sean Porter was robbed of the true decision. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. Showtime did get robbed, and if you didn't feel he got robbed, he only lost the fight by a round. If you're being honest, he was supposed to bulldoze through Sean Porter. So the fact that anybody can say anything about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, you're crazy. At the end of the day, Errol Spence Jr. is a hyped PBC fighter. Period. Kell Brook was beating Errol Spence. Sean Porter was beating Errol Spence. And Errol Spence was scared to get in the pocket and slug with Mikey Garcia. Stop playing and be honest. The PBC fighters are hyped. They're not being honest about who they truly are. But we're going to give you the truth. Jermall Charlo is fighting his second fighter from 154 pounds. The first guy he fought was a Brandon Adams. And then the next guy he fought that he's going to fight is a Dennis Hogan. Both for 154. Why are you focused on fighting 154 fighters for less when you could move to the zone and fight these guys for more? 3 times your purse. What's wrong with these dudes? See, the PBC has it in their bloodlines to wear choker chains, to come out dressed like Captain Crunch, to come out and fight the weakest level of competition. These guys are clout chasers. See, you see Jermall Charlo call out Canelo, but he's not doing anything it takes to actually make that fight because he was never mandated to fight Canelo. Gervonta Tank Davis says, oh, I'll fight, Vasil Lomachenko. I'll fight Devin Haney. I'll fight any of these guys, but he's not doing anything to make those fights happen. These guys don't really want it. Errol Spence listed a ton of fighters the easy road in front of Terrence Crawford. But then people want to blame Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence is his own promotion. He's man down promotions. So if he's man down promotions, explain to me how man down promotions cannot go to top rank and fight Terrence Crawford. Explain to me in your man down promotions. Your man down promotions, explain to me why you can't go to top rank and take a one-off fight with Terrence Bud Crawford. It's because you don't want it. And because you know what will happen. You know the truth. And the truth of the welterweight division is Terrence Bud Crawford. And let me get on to Tyson Fury, because he's not a PBC fighter, but you know what? He has PBC tendencies. And what I mean by PBC tendency is that this guy comes out and he says that Andy Ruiz Jr. is at the level of Derek Chisora. Now, my thoughts is Derek Chisora is a very good fighter, but you got to give Andy Ruiz more credit than you do Derek Chisora. And the reason why is simply because Andy Ruiz did beat Anthony Joshua. He is a unified champion. Give this man some respect. Give this man some respect. Let's just be real. Then you want to criticize real wins and magnify dumb wins. They want to magnify a Luis Ortiz who's coming out of the retirement home. And then Luis Ortiz got the nerve, and this is the PBC in Luis Ortiz's blood. He comes out and states, hey, this is what he says. Luis Ortiz says, if anybody thinks I'm old in the heavyweight division, then why don't they fight me? These guys don't want to fight Luis King Kong Ortiz. That's the new narrative. First of all, Luis Ortiz turned down $7 million, a record payday to fight Anthony Joshua. And so Luis Ortiz turned that down to get paid $1.5 million. And people were saying, no, it's $7 million. That's only if the pay-per-view does almost 1 million buys, which I'm sure it won't. But let's say it does. Let's say it does almost 1 million buys, which we know it won't. But let's say that, and he gets his $7 million. So fighting Deontay Wilder in the rematch for $7 million, equal to what you were getting against AJ, a chance at a unified champion, a chance at one of the biggest boxers, one of the biggest stars in boxing. You would pass that up for a guy like Deontay Wilder who can't sell out a chicken dinner? Are you serious? Luis Ortiz has PBC in his blood because he doesn't truly want to smoke. Danny Garcia is another PBC hype job and coward. He doesn't want to smoke. He had an opportunity to face a Terrence Bud Crawford, but he didn't truly want it. Terrence Bud Crawford and his team offered this man over $3 million plus pay-per-view upside. But what does he do? He turns around and fights an Adrian Granados for $1 million, no pay-per-view upside, no title on the fight. Why? Because Danny Garcia doesn't want to get knocked out by Terrence Bud Crawford. And people say, oh, Crawford hasn't fought anybody. Nobody wants to fight this dude. Deontay Wilder says everybody's ducking him. How is everybody ducking you? When you got offered $120 million. How is everybody ducking you? Before even the offer of $120 million, Dillian White was chasing you down the street, offering your highest payday. That would have been his highest payday when Dillian White approached him. And you didn't want to put that big right hand on Dillian White. And I know why. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because Dillian White can put the pressure on Deontay Wilder. We know he can be outboxed, but Dillian White has something that Luis Ortiz doesn't, and that's power. You got to remember, this is the same Dillian White that dropped Joseph Parker, the same Joseph Parker that Andy Ruiz didn't drop, the same Joseph Parker that Anthony Joshua didn't drop. That's why, because Dillian White is a dangerous fight for Deontay Wilder. Period. These dudes claim they want the true smoke, but they don't want it. Deontay Wilder has fought 2 top 10 fighters in his entire career and looked terrible in both fights. Deontay Wilder got schooled by Tyson Fury, and then anybody that says Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder was a draw don't know anything about boxing. You know nothing about boxing if you think Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder was a draw. Because that fight wasn't a draw. It was a plain and utter robbery. A robbery. A robbery. That's all it was. It was a robbery. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury was a robbery. That was the first fight that you saw Deontay Wilder not scream bomb squad because he know he lost. Every other fight he screams bomb squad. This fight, no bomb squad. No bomb squad from Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. None. 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 Explain to me why this guy didn't scream bomb squad. Because he know he lost the fight. Because his eye was swollen. Because he had just got took to school. Because he's supposed to have the best and most dangerous power in the heavyweight division, but yet Tyson Fury got up from this power twice. So how do you know Andy Ruiz wouldn't get up from the power? Anthony Joshua wouldn't get up from the power. Dillian White wouldn't get up from the power. Luis Ortiz got up from the power. And they tried to give him a fast count. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Now, let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. Because we got to give it to these PBC dudes. We got to give it to them. Because these dudes turn around, and the first thing they want to do is hype up fanboys. These guys want to hype up fanboys. These guys want to hype up, fighters that don't deserve the hype. Gervonta Tank Davis has not had one real fight yet. Everybody said that Terrence Crawford resume is trash. They said his resume is trash. So if Terrence Crawford resume is trash, then that means Gamboa is trash. And this is a Terrence Crawford who fought an undefeated world champion Gamboa. Now Tank Davis is fighting an old wash Gamboa, and they're saying that he's a good test for Tank Davis. Are you serious? Explain to me how that makes sense. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. You can't. You can't. Errol Spence and Sean Porter are destined to have a rematch. Are destined to have a rematch. You know why? Because neither one of those guys want to fight Terrence Crawford. See, Sean Porter said that he was looking for rematches with Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman. Why didn't you want to go take Terrence Crawford's belt? Because Danny Garcia don't have a belt, and Keith Thurman don't have a belt, and you don't have a belt. So why are you not mentioning Terrence Bud Crawford? That doesn't make any sense. Ray Hernandez, salute. Why is Jermall Charlo fighting a bunch of nobodies? Explain that to me. Why is nobody on this man's neck for fighting a guy moving up from 154 who has no world title and who's coming off a loss to Jaime Munguia? You remember, everybody said Jaime Munguia is trash. So if Jaime Munguia is trash, the dude he's lost to, what is he? Why are we giving these dudes pass? Exactly, Ron Boy Fresh speaking the truth. Sean Porter said that he was loyal to Al Haymon. So you're loyal to Al Haymon. You're not loyal to your career. You're not loyal to being the best. You're not loyal to being elite. You're not loyal to being pound for pound, but you're loyal to Al Haymon. So you might as well call that man your daddy. He's your daddy, Al Haymon. He's your daddy. You might as well go sit on his lap and tell him what you want for Christmas. Because at the end of the day, these guys don't want to face the truth. These guys don't want to face the best. Keith Thurman is not the best. Danny Garcia is not the best. Errol Spence is not the best. Terrence Crawford's the best at 147. Period. Deontay Wilder, he's a hype job. He's a fraud. He's not the truth in the heavyweight division. If he was the truth, he would have fought and knocked out Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury got up from the baddest man on the planet's big right hand twice. Twice. Come on now. We're not going to play with you today. We're not going to play with you today. Because what I got to do is go on a truth-telling mission. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to tell the truth, and we're going to explain why the PBC is a bunch of frauds. A bunch of frauds. Mikey Garcia, if he was the truth, he would have been and fought Vasil Lomachenko. And if you can't make 135 anymore, you should have been fighting Josh Taylor. You know why Mikey want to stay at welterweight? So he can clout chase the big names. Mikey Garcia, right now, you're officially a PBC fraud. Show me something different. Show me something different. See, these guys don't want the truth. See, I'm not loyal to a fighter. I'm loyal to the best. I'm loyal to greatness. And that's what we got to do. Mike Williams says, forget Dillian Whyte cheating and AJ ducking. So first of all, I'm explaining to you why Mike Williams is a casual. I'm explaining to you, Mike Williams, you're a casual. Everybody take a look at Mike Williams. This is the guy on the screen that can't dress. Why are you wearing a jacket with shorts? Why is this dude wearing a jacket with shorts? What are you doing? This dude is wearing a jacket with shorts and he's talking lies. So let's expose him. Dillian Whyte's a cheat. How is Dillian Whyte a cheat when he passed his VADA test, the most stringent test you can take? Why did he pass it? You can't answer, can you, stupid? You know why you can't answer? Because you were dumb enough to wear shorts with a jacket. Because it don't go together. That's why. Because you don't have common sense. That's why. Because you don't like facts. Because you got to remember, facts can't be biased. We got to be honest, Mike Williams. Mike Williams, Dillian Whyte passed a VADA test. He was approved by the British Boxing Board of Control to fight. So how is he cheating? And the WBC put as their standard test to pass, and Dillian Whyte passed it. So as long as he passed the test, he's good to go. Mike Williams. And then he want to say AJ ducking. AJ offered this man $120 million. $120 million. And he turned it down. And so, you know what the first thing, I know you wouldn't turn down $120 million, Mike, because I know you put some pants on with that jacket next time. I know you'd learn your lesson. I can tell by the way you dress. I know you learn your lesson. I know that, Mike. But let's keep it going, Mike. And then you said limo ducking Haney. You mean Lomo. So, we need to get you some hooked on phonics too with that 120, Mike. But let's break it down. The reason why I've never said Vasil Lomachenko is ducking Devin Haney, because I haven't seen the proof. I have not seen the proof. I've seen no proof of Vasil Lomachenko ducking Devin Haney. And I think Devin Haney could possibly beat Lomachenko, but I believe Lomachenko wants to smoke. And this is why. Because Vasil Lomachenko came out and stated that I'll still fight Devin Haney after Teofimo. He said he's open to the fight. And so until Vasil Lomachenko pushes off the fight, says he doesn't want to fight, then I'll believe he's ducking. This is Mike Williams coming with nothing but, lies and fairy tales. The same Mike Williams that can't dress. The same Mike Williams that has on shorts that are reaching his ankles. Come on now, Mike Williams. What we do that at? Why are you wearing shorts that reach your ankles? Come on now. Come on now, Mike Williams. And you got a jacket on and shorts. I'm almost in disbelief on how you dress. Now, I'm even more disappointed in how you dressed in this trash narrative that you're trying to promote. Because we can't play. See, this is what happens when casuals step in the paint, they get bodied. I'm not going to play with the casual today. Mike Williams, you need to rethink your whole picture before you come up here and lie to these people. Because that casual stuff worked on Boxing Ego. But it don't work here, Mike Williams. When did you take this picture? In 1997? Come on, Mike Williams. Come on, Mike. Don't do it, Mike. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Look, Mike Williams, if you can name a fact, step back into the chat and you'll get bodied. You'll get bodied. Step back into the chat and we'll destroy your narrative. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. I'm waiting on you. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Be honest with me, Mike. Let's go. See, these dudes don't want the truth. These dudes don't want the truth because we got to tell the truth. Jermall Charlo is a hyped fighter, and Jermall Charlo was exposed. He was exposed. He was exposed by Matt Korobov. Matt Korobov exposed Jermall Charlo. Period. Gervonta Tank Davis hasn't fought anybody with a pulse, but the moment he does, he will be exposed. The moment Deontay Wilder's already been exposed by Tyson Fury. He's already been exposed by Luis Ortiz. He's already been exposed by many fighters. And Deontay Wilder will get knocked out the moment he fights a fighter that actually has power. Deontay Wilder does not like to fight fighters who have power, period. Jermall Charlo does not like to fight fighters who are the best, who are in his weight class. He likes to fight little guys who are damaged. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. Ruiz get on the inside with Wilder, it might be over. Anthony Joshua got too much power to play with Wilder. He's going to outbox him and can stop him in 3 or 4. I'm even more sure that Wilder gets beat by the best after seeing what happened with Luis Ortiz. When you're struggling with dudes from the retirement community, I have no faith in what Deontay Wilder can do. AJ would run through this dude. People want to talk bad about AJ. Don't get dropped by Tyson Fury because he thinks that Tyson Fury doesn't have the power. Tyson Fury can unleash an accumulation of shots on Deontay Wilder that could essentially drop him. Period. Period. Dillian White's a problem for Deontay Wilder. People want to ignore these facts. People want to ignore these facts. But we're not going to play. We're going to tell you the truth. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. This guy says Tyson Fury struggles with Otto, and I'm a fanboy. So let me expose Unbiased Media 101 because this proves that he is Biased Media 101. First of all, Tyson Fury did struggle with Otto Wallin. You're absolutely right. But Otto Wallin is a pressure fighter, stupid. Deontay Wilder is not. Deontay Wilder is looking for one big shot, while Otto Wallin is putting on constant pressure. If you're too stupid to see the difference between a pressure fighter and a guy only looking for one big shot, you're an idiot and you don't even deserve attention. Let me find out Unbiased Media 101 is Mike Williams. Let me find out that's who you are. These dudes are casuals because they can't understand the difference between fights and styles of fight. Styles truly do make fights. These dudes don't understand boxing. They can't break down fights, and they don't understand what they're talking about. Because if you truly understood or knew what you were talking about, you wouldn't say stupid things. And then you see an idiot like this. Let's Talk Boxing says you are a casual, but yet he hasn't named one fact or one thing that I've said that's not true. Until he does, he's just a fanboy crying for attention. That's all he is. See, these dudes are crying for attention, but they can't name one fact. Name something that you're lying about. That's what I'm saying. These dudes don't want the truth. They don't want the true smoke. These dudes are here just to troll. Just to troll. Just to troll. These fanboys do not want the truth. Luis Ortiz is 87 years old and went 7 rounds with Deontay Wilder. And so Let's Talk Boxing just exposed itself. And see, this is what I'm happy he did. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he did this to himself. He said Canelo Alvarez star power is going down. This man just had an $8 million gate. An $8 million gate. When Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz gate probably didn't even hit $2 million. And when the numbers come out, you're going to look like an absolute fool. Because he couldn't even do half of what Canelo did on the gate. They were giving away tickets. But you want to talk about Canelo's star power is going down. You sound like an idiot and a casual. You're not talking boxing. You're talking nonsense. This is why you're no longer credible. You just expose yourself as a casual because you don't know anything about boxing or finance. Why would anybody want to listen to casual talk with you? See, you've been calling me out. You don't think I've seen that? I seen you calling me out, but you couldn't name a fact. And when I dared you to, you got exposed. Now you look stupid. This is what I'm saying. These dudes don't want the truth. They don't want the truth. They don't. This is why when you step in, you get the absolute truth, and I'm going to give it to you. Let me find out that was Boxing Ego's troll account. Let me find out that was Mike Williams with his shorts and a jacket on. Not only can these guys bring you lies, these guys can't even dress. Tell the truth. And we're going to be honest and unbiased. Any casual want it, they can come get it. I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. All facts. These dudes don't want the absolute truth. Thanks for tuning in to the IBFP Salute.